You live in Multidimensional. Last week, I met two remarkable people. They couldn't be more different. The first was a woman who made her fortune in clothing. She discovered that many garments are made under terrible conditions. Children work 16-hour days for pennies in the third world. She became an activist, determined to end slave labor. I can't understand why everyone isn't outraged, she told me. Her eyes searched mine with intensity. She believed the highest spirituality was helping the poor and fighting injustice. A few days later, I met her opposite. This man was a healer who worked from a distance. Born in South America, he discovered he could see energy fields as a child. He worked in business until he fell ill at 40. A healer cured him without even touching him. From that moment, he dedicated himself to energy healing. He had a very different view of spirituality. Changes are coming on the astral plane. Science will decline after 2012, destroyed by its own excesses. He believed in detachment and withdrawing from the material world. He thought confronting worldly problems was hopeless. Here's what struck me. I agreed with both of them. They represent an important secret. Each of us lives in multi-dimensions. We choose where to focus our attention. Wherever that focus goes, a new reality opens up. Both were solving the same problem in different ways. How do we stay spiritual despite materialism's demands? Both found viable answers, though neither held the complete truth. When I speak of dimensions, I mean domains of consciousness. Consciousness creates reality by choosing where to direct itself. One reality already contains every possible dimension. We don't create new ones. We bring existing ones to life. Let me name these invisible domains. First is pure being, awareness before it gains any qualities. Second is conditioned bliss, awareness becoming conscious of its potential. Third is love, the motivating force in all creation. Fourth is knowingness, the domain of inner intelligence. Fifth is myth and archetypes, society's collective patterns and energies. Sixth is intuition, where the mind grasps life's subtle mechanics. Seventh is imagination, the domain of creative invention. Healthy is reason, the realm of logic, science, and mathematics. Ninth is emotion, the domain of feelings. 10th is the physical body, sensation, and the five senses. Which realm is truly spiritual? They all interconnect seamlessly. Yet people often camp in one realm and claim spirit lives only there. The activist found her place in emotions and physical struggle. Poverty's daily reality moved her heart. Love motivated her, and intuition guided her path. The healer found his place in the realm of intuition. This is where subtle energies play and dance. His spirituality meant manipulating invisible forces that bind physical reality. Love drove him too, along with mythic guidance from angels. A skeptic might say these realms don't exist at all. If something doesn't exist for you, it truly doesn't. Let me share a simple example. A car crashes into a snowbank after a winter storm. The driver sits unconscious at the wheel. People gather and ask, "How did this happen?" One person points to tire tracks in the snow.
The car veered off course. That's how this happened. Wrenched to one side.
The steering mechanism was faulty. That's how this happened. Smells the driver's breath carefully. He was drunk. That's how this happened. His motor cortex shows abnormality. That's how this happened. Every answer depends entirely on the evidence used. The same question was asked at different levels of reality. At each level, only one kind of answer made sense. The neurologist isn't the enemy of the car mechanic. He just believes his answer goes deeper and reveals more truth. When people say there's no proof the universe is conscious, I respond simply. I am conscious, and am I not an activity of the universe? The brain operates on electromagnetic impulses, just like atmospheric storms. Science is one form of electromagnetism studying another form. A physicist once told me something wonderful. Science should never be considered the enemy of spirituality, he said. Science is its greatest ally. Science is God explaining God through a human nervous system. Isn't spirituality the same thing? A philosopher might argue that reality requires all layers of interpretation. The theory of one reality doesn't fight materialism. It expands it. That driver who crashed could have had many motivations. Maybe depression made him drive off the road deliberately. Maybe his wandering imagination distracted him while composing a poem. Maybe intuition showed him an oncoming car about to swerve. To reach a new level of explanation, you must transcend your current level. You must go beyond it.
If you acknowledge that going beyond happens every day, materialism loses its power. Your brain turns chemistry into thoughts this very second. That's transcendence in action.
The real question is, what domain do you wish to live in? To me, the ideal life is lived on all levels of consciousness. Your attention is not bounded or narrow. You open yourself to the whole of awareness. You have this opportunity right now. But by focusing on only one or two levels, you've let others atrophy. They've been squeezed out of your awareness. Your ability to transcend has diminished greatly. Often it's simply a matter of finding time. Scientists rarely give consciousness a second thought. They're wrapped up in lab work. Their plates are full, like everyone else's. Each dimension of your existence has its own purpose. Each offers fulfillment that's available nowhere else. These are the flavors of creation. In completely expanded awareness, every dimension becomes accessible. When the door to pure being opens, you know yourself as eternal existence. When bliss opens, you feel vibrancy in the midst of all activity. When love opens, you experience it in every aspect of life. Love becomes your primary motivation, beginning with yourself. When knowingness opens, you can access wisdom about anything in creation. When myth opens, you recognize the archetypal patterns guiding your journey.
When intuition opens, you grasp the subtle mechanics of life itself. When imagination opens, creativity flows through you without effort.
When reason opens, logic and clarity illuminate your path. When emotion opens, feelings become your teachers and guides. When the body opens, sensation connects you to physical existence. Ancient tradition called ignorance avidya and knowledge vidya. Moving from darkness to light was considered the spiritual path, but tradition overlooked the mechanics of awareness. We are multidimensional creatures, after all. A person can attain knowledge in one area, but not another. Picasso was a superb artist, but a terrible husband. Mozart created divine music, but remained physically weak. Lincoln mastered myth and archetype, but suffered emotional devastation. In your own life, these same imbalances occur. As long as we move from ignorance to knowledge, we're living spiritually. Christ, Buddha, and Socrates still speak to us personally. Why? Because limited consciousness gives way to sudden, clear glimpses of reality beyond. Your mind wants to transcend. Narrow attention is like a single light shining on one object. It excludes everything outside its beam. The mind's equivalent is rejection. But what if you renounced the entire process of rejection? You would find yourself paying attention to everything equally. Rejection is just a habit. Without it, you can participate in life as it comes. Take each domain of awareness. Write down how you keep yourself from entering it. This way, you become aware of what limits your consciousness. By catching yourself in time, these reflexes can begin to change. Under pure being, you might write, I don't slow down enough. I don't set time aside to meditate or experience nature's tranquility. Under love, you might write, I've been taking loved ones for granted. I feel uncomfortable receiving love from others. Under intuition, you might write, I use only my head, not hunches. I demand proof before I believe in anything. Under imagination, you might write, art's not my thing at all. I don't go to museums or concerts. Be as specific as possible in your self-examination. Note the museum in town you don't visit. Note the artistic person whose company you've avoided. Be specific about how you'll change these habits of rejection. Now draw up a profile of your awareness today. Rate yourself in each category from 1 to 10. Keep the profile safe. Consult it 60 days from now to see your growth. 0 points means you don't pay attention to this area at all. 1 to 3 means you've had a little experience, but not recently. 4 to 6 means you're familiar and experience it fairly often. 7 to 9 means this is important and you focus on it a lot. 10 points means this area is your home. You know it well.
Rate yourself honestly in pure being, bliss, love, and knowingness. Rate yourself in myth, intuition, imagination, and reason.
Rate yourself in emotion and your physical body. Don't judge yourself harshly. This is simply a map of where you are right now. In 60 days, you'll be somewhere new. The journey from limited to expanded awareness never ends. Every day offers a fresh opportunity to open another door. Every moment invites you to choose a different dimension. You are not confined to one realm of existence. You are multidimensional by nature, by design, by birthright. The woman fighting for justice is spiritual. The healer working with energy is spiritual. And so are you, in whatever domain calls to you today. The secret is not choosing one path over all others. The secret is recognizing that all paths lead to the same source. The secret is knowing you can walk every path simultaneously. Stop rejecting the dimensions you've ignored. Stop limiting yourself to familiar territory. Open every door. Explore every realm. Live fully in all dimensions of your existence. That is the secret. That is the invitation. That is your birthright, waiting to be claimed right now.